So we're all just getting ready for today's a big debut tonight, right? That's the whole day, really, just waiting for this trailer to drop. I think probably the most anticipated trailer maybe ever. I mean, there are other great trailers, but I don't think anything's been quite as anticipated as this. So nice to see so many of you. Welcome all the new members here. Let's see here. New members are Kugatso, thank you for joining. You look lovely in your picture there. Michael D, what a great smile. Let's see here. JB Bonifacio. I can't quite tell what your picture is, emoji there. Bianca, happy birthday, Bianca. I know it's Bianca's birthday. We're Twitter pals. Upstate Sings, Ben Tad, Colburn, Demock, and XJoe360. It's so nice to see everyone. Hey, H2O Thelksum. If you join during a stream, you get a shout out. Hey, Ruben. Hey, Anna Stucci. I have some very cool stuff coming. Well, thanks for rejoining, Kagat. So I really appreciate it. Hey, Jim Pwitz. I have a very cool thing for members coming in a couple of weeks. Hey, AJ Jones. I think you're going to be happy about it. All right, so today, hey, Luis. Thanks for, look at all these great new members. Hey, Christian. Hey, Mike. Zista, I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back. Oh, Adrian says I joined out of the stream, but I did rejoin. Dalton Gray. Hey, Dalton Gray. Eric. Yep, that's right. Live stream. So, hey, Cordless Cord. That's funny. Gabriel McAvoy. Everybody's excited for Spider-Man. It's going to be quite the party this evening. I hope they can live up to the expectations of this event. In fact, I'm so excited for Spider-Man. You know, I kind of reconnect. I think it's gotten a little crazy with everybody anticipating Spider-Man, this new movie, No Way Home. I think that we've kind of lost some of the joy of the movie. And I reclaimed that joy last night when I rewatched again Spider-Man 2, the Toby Maguire one with, of course, Alfred Molina. Hey, Diego. I wanted to, because, you know, Alfred Molina is such a big part of the new movies. I rewatched both of the Toby Maguire I didn't watch 3 yet again. I guess I should. I watched 1 and 2, hey Mia, over the pandemic. You know, earlier on in the pandemic, I watched both of the 2 movies with Toby. And they're just a delight. And there's some, you know what? I realized that what's really nice about the Toby Maguire Spider-Man movies is that they're just Spider-Man movies. And I finally got what every Spider-Man fan is complaining about, and that while it's fun to have him in the MCU, his standalone movies, that's right, Megan, pizza time, his standalone movies in the MCU still feel like MCU movies rather than Spider-Man movies. I think you want that, you know, that element, and I think that they have had that missing. Maybe now that they're going to be doing 3 Spider-Men, maybe that they won't be able to hopefully escape it. Hey, Cinnamon. I would think that would be great to see. And he's just, you know, he's such a unique character, and you can see why he's so popular when you watch particularly Spider-Man 2. Chad, I think Andrew's pretty good. I actually watched some of the trailers for, I didn't want to watch another movie after I watched the Spider-Man 2 last night. So I watched some of the Amazing Spider-Man trailers. And with all due respect to Andrew Garfield, who was very good in the role, the movies just aren't as magical as the Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire first 2. I'm sorry. They just aren't as good in my opinion. My favorite Spider-Man, hey Inderish and Riggs, my favorite Spider-Man for sure is Tobey Maguire. And then I actually have to say that Jake Johnson from the Spider-Verse is my second favorite because I just thought he was great. I'm ready for adult Spider-Man. That's one of the reasons I'm so excited about these, you know, Tobey and Andrew showing up. And they're definitely in the movie. I think it's just so awesome to finally see an older Spider-Man and to at least hint at some of those elements from those stories. It's going to be pretty amazing. I'm just very, very excited. And kudos to Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, who, when you come to think of it, when I thought of this when I was watching their movies last night, they look pretty much the same. You know, like sometimes an actor doesn't, you know, just changes their look. Hey, Juan. And there's just a very big discrepancy between how they looked when they made these big movies and how they might look today. Michael Keaton, he looks pretty much the same too, although, of course, a lot more time has passed. But Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, like you could cast them as adult Spider-Men today. Hey, Madeline. And it would totally, totally work. Hey, Justin. And I just think that's fantastic. I just am very excited. I'm very excited. Who's everyone's favorite Spider-Man? I know a lot of people like Tom Holland, but to me, I like Tom Holland a lot. I'm a big Tom Holland fan. I really wanted him to get the role. But I felt that he's doing a Michael J. Fox impression, a very good one. But he doesn't have the Peter Parker quality that Tobey Maguire has. Oh, look at the Andrew votes. Oh, okay. Andrew's winning. That's crazy. Some Tom Holland love. Wow, the Andrew Garfield love catches me a little off guard there. That's interesting to me. Here comes some Toby votes. Toby's like, what the hell, man? Although D. Thomas likes Tom Holland's teen angst. He does have a lot of teen angst. Toby for life. I'm with you, XJoe360. But I respect everybody. I mean, that's the thing. They're all great. Hey, syntax error. That's funny. They're all great. They're all great. So I'm very, very excited for this. So let me give you some deets about what's going to happen tonight so that you're ready. 8 p.m. is when the event starts. Now, here's the million-dollar question. Hey, DT987, are they going to confiscate phones? If they don't confiscate phones, I think that, hey, Manny, hey, Millie Joe 001, I would think that they would not want to confiscate phones because they would want everyone to promote the event online who's there. However, I don't think they want anyone filming the trailer and dropping it online a couple of minutes before it's officially released. Minutes count in this case. People will be like, I'll watch a bootleg one, and then I'll go watch the real one. So I think that I'd be tempted to confiscate the phones. I think hopefully what I would do if I was Sony is I would confiscate the phones. It just makes everyone, it's really, when they confiscate phones, it is a pain in the butt to leave the event. But, because you have to wait so hard to get your phone, wait so long to get your phone. But I would then, from the official Sony account, be tweeting pictures and tweeting and Instagramming all the stuff from the event. If all these cool people are going to be there who are supposed to maybe be there, because they said big surprises. They should have big surprises, that we all can enjoy. So I hope that they're posting photos. So you're going to want to be paying attention on social media, maybe even a little before 8, because the doors open, I think, 4:30, right? Or 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. Pacific, right? Which is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. And maybe people online will be taking pictures. They'll be showing what it's like outside. So you're going to want to start paying attention. I would say start paying attention at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, the actual event starts at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They said that trailer is going to come online at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. They tweeted out last night. They said 24 hours. Hey, Sergio. So they said 8:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when you can watch the trailer. That's when it's going to drop online. I'm not going to do a watch-along party because there's no live stream that I've heard of, and I want to be able to react to the trailer and do my breakdown. So I'm not quite sure how, if there was, I would do a watch-along. Well, also, I have to go see Encanto. So this is tight. This is really tight. This is a tight turnaround. So if there was a live stream of the event, I would totally do a watch-along, but there isn't. So I'm going to be doing a reaction, and I'm going to do then a breakdown, of course, as usual. And if there are some other surprises, I'll do videos on that specifically as well. I'm pretty excited. I got a lot of screenings this week. I'm seeing Encanto this evening, and I'm seeing Gucci tomorrow. A lot of videos. All right. I wonder how crazy this trailer is going to be. I'm pretty excited. I just thought of another idea for a potential video. I need to see it. All right, let's talk about what I hear is in it and what's going on. So as for tickets going on sale, again, I checked again this morning. I'm still hearing I'm definitely still hearing that it's not today. And I last heard, as I told you, it would be November 29th, which would make sense, as I said in my recent video, because Sony first wants you to buy tickets for Ghostbusters and Resident Evil. And they know you're going to buy Spider-Man tickets. It's not like they're like, oh, maybe you guys will change your mind if they wait. So I heard that it's probably going to be November 29th. Again, at the last minute from Sony, someone from Sony could say, let's sell them tonight. But I heard, as of this morning, that they would not be going on sale today. It is, like the first teaser, not meant to completely blow your mind. So, and I have mixed feelings on that. On the one hand, I'm like, come on, like, you gotta really, let's do something here. But on the other hand, I wouldn't want to see Cap pick up Mjolnir in Endgame. And I mean, seeing that in the theater was incredible. I'll never forget that moment. So many moments in Endgame. But like, that's the one I would think seeing all three Spider-Men would be just so great to see in the theater for the first time. So I can see why they're like, let's see if we can do it. Like that would be really great. And it's kind of interesting, nobody I can think posted video of Mjolnir being picked up, right? I think we've in the last couple of months, we've hit like a new threshold of people posting stuff online from the movie as soon as it hits any country. I don't know. I think that's not great. I mean, I think that there's I don't know. I'm torn as someone who covers this, but as someone who covers this stuff, I'm like, yeah. But I really think you guys should enjoy the experience of being able to see that. And so I think that everybody is so excited for this movie. I think that they can do that. All right. So anyway, what's going to be in this trailer? So as I tweeted earlier today, I'm hearing that the emojis that were released this morning were released for a reason. As you can see there, they are featured there. And who do we have there? We've got a lot of villains. I hear this is going to be a villain-focused trailer, which is pretty great. Hey, Jojo Bell. That's a very sweet picture you have there. That's right. Villains! We all love villains. Hey, Zoe. So I'm very excited about that. I think that obviously they only have 3 villains there, so maybe they're going to hold off on Lizard and the Lizard. Let's see. Who've we got? Who's the Electro, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Lizard. 1 second. I want to make sure my air can. Let me just 1 second here. Hold on. I got to put my landing page on for a second. I got to fix this. Sorry about that. My Sandman. Thank you, guys. Sandman. Poor Thomas Hayden Church. Who am I missing? All right, so I didn't want my heater to go on and to ruin the volume. So yeah, so we're missing the lamest 2 villains. Hey, Noah. So I think, will they just show these 3, right? I would think they would have an emoji for whoever they're going to show. All I know, my source just said villains. Focus on the villains. And so I think, and so I saw some people speculating that, 2 red emojis for Toby and Andrew, and then I think that's the black and gold suit there, by the way. And that's for Tom. I heard they're not going to show Toby and Andrew. Now, and I have to tell you, I kind of feel maybe they should never show Toby and Andrew. I think they could hit. I mean, I think the fact that they're going to have their villains kind of means they're going to have the Spider-Man, right? And also, they don't show up until the end of the movie. Keep that in mind. As I've told you before, they show up mostly in the 3rd act. Andrew and Toby show up in the 3rd act. Andrew has more screen time because he signed earlier. Toby, some people like to say that he didn't. I know for sure that Tobey Maguire held out for more money. For sure. I heard it from multiple sources, but I heard from one source who is impeccable. Impeccable. And it's kind of like that's all I want to say. All right. So, hey, Josh. So Tobey Maguire wanted to get paid. And I have to say, I 1,000% agree with Tobey Maguire that he should get paid. I wouldn't hold out so long that I wasn't in the movie, but I would hold out until the very last minute to really put the pressure on and get paid. And it worked. I mean, I think Tobey, in my opinion, again, because I'm biased because he's my favorite one, he's the one who really makes it a big deal. So Toby and Andrew are both in the movie. Andrew has a little bit of a bigger role, but Toby it's going to be amazing. They're going to do right by both of them. But they're not going to be in the movie as long as the villains are. So it makes sense to show more villain stuff, right? So I'm very excited. So I think we've already seen Alfred Molina. I think that to see Green Goblin is going to be phenomenal. I wonder what look it's going to be. I told you that those leaked pictures that came out a little bit ago were correct. So he does have a new look, but he's going to have his classic look in some places as well. I can't wait to see Electro being more comics accurate. I'm curious to he's not going to wear the hat that he wears, the little face thing with the energy, but maybe it'll radiate around his face, like in a star kind of shape. Like Kevin Feige's really, really good at what he does, and he knows comics accurate. It gives him bonus points to do other things a little bit different. So I'm excited to see Electro, and I'm excited to see a little more Doc Ock. I was impressed with the Doc Ock visual effects back in like the early 2000s when Spider-Man 2 came out. So imagine what they're going to be able to do today. I'm very excited. Hey, Justin Jones. So just to reiterate, and then I'm going to open it up to you guys. The event starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. Oh, one other thing. KC Max says, will Charlie Cox be in the trailer? I think that it's very likely that he will. They might have made a last-minute change, but I'm being prepared in what I'm planning to do. I'm expecting him to be in it. I'm expecting him to be. I personally would not have put him in it. We'll see. But let's see if they decide for sure to do it. But I think it would be enough with just the villains, to be honest with you. So hopefully that is what they do. But I think let me put it this way. There is a chance that Matt Murdock is in the trailer, but I'm pretty sure there's no chance that Tobey Maguire or Andrew are in the trailer. So that's the case. So, all right, let me break it down for you, and then I'll open it up to you. So, hey, Steven, thanks for joining. Dancing Dog 60, no way Venom's going to be in this trailer. I mean, he might be in the movie, but I would be there's no way they're going to put him in the trailer. Hey, Michael Howe. All right, so 8 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time, the event starts. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the trailer goes online. I will be reacting to it as soon as possible. I will be doing a breakdown. If there's really good stuff in it, I might do additional coverage the next day. But, they have a very short window with this movie. I'm very excited. I'm just so excited. I just can't stand it. I'm extremely excited. Harley Quinn Dove, Venom is not 1,000% confirmed, but I think that the odds are extremely strong considering the end credit scene in his movie. Hey, Danielle. And also, of course, that Tom Hardy was photographed wearing it. Not only was he photographed wearing a No Way Home hat, but he made them take the photo down. Never take the photo down, because then he could just have argued, hey, I got a hat. I work for Sony. I'm in these movies. I get swag. That's what he should have said. The deleting the photo is what's very suspicious. All right, so Corey has a question. Now I'm opening it up to you. Corey says, Grace, have you heard anything about Clea in Doctor Strange 2? I have heard about Clea. At this point, the latest I heard about Clea is that she is an end credit scene tease for Doctor Strange 2. But again, they are totally remaking Doctor Strange 2, so you have to realize that everything could change. Hey, Unstoppable 838. Hey, Andrew Gray. Let's see here. Michael House says, do you think Tom Holland will continue after this movie? I do. He's so incredibly popular, and Tom Holland loves being Spider-Man. He loves it. It's the cornerstone of his entire career. I think that he'll definitely continue. Now, I do agree. I do feel that it would be I haven't heard anything specifically about this, but I think it would be ridiculous not to keep one of the other Spider-Men to go and be in the Sony movies. Because now they're officially a multiverse in the MCU. Let's see here. Luis, Rachel McAdams is still playing her character. I think especially after that What If episode where she was like so important to Doctor Strange. But I will tell you that last I heard, again, they're remaking the entire movie. But last I heard, I was shocked at how big her role was. When I heard how big her role was, that she's basically in the entire movie right next to Doctor Strange. She goes on the adventure. For the most part, I was like, oh, wow, no wonder she came back. But again, they're changing it considerably. So she was in the movie a lot. Let's see if she still continues to be, because they're filming it right now. So my sources don't know what the footage looks like because they're making it. Let's see here. Ethan, I don't know for sure if Scarlet Witch will appear in the movie, I'm afraid. It's supposed to be part of the same story, but I haven't heard anything about her in this. I would think probably end credit scene, but I haven't heard anything about it specifically. Danny says, do you think Toby and Andrew will continue in the MCU? They might show up at the beginning of Doctor Strange 2, but I think they're going to go back to the Sony verse. I don't see any reason for them to continue in the MCU. I think that would be weird. Lloyd, I haven't heard anything about the end credit scenes for the movie. Dancing Dog 60, you should be psyched for America Chavez. Her role is also huge. Again, they're reshooting the movie. But last I heard, I was shocked at how big America Chavez's role was. I was like, it's like America Chavez in Doctor Strange 2, at least as of the last edit, was at the level of Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye series. I was like, that's a lot. It's more than she's ever appeared in any comic. Except her own, when she has her own comic. Casey Mack, I definitely think Mysterio is alive because it would be ridiculous to kill off such an amazing character. And his whole thing is deception. Deception. New fragrance by Mysterio. Let's see here. Cinnamand, I appreciate your comment. I think that's very sweet of you to ask, but I just like to stay being positive. I stay in my own lane. I wish other people would stay in their own damn lane, but they don't, so that's their problem. I think it has to be, I think, a little bit because I'm a woman, because I don't really know what else it could possibly be. I'm so nice. Let's see here. Hey, Logan Smith, thanks for joining. Casey Max, you think the Vulture is recruited for the Sinister Six? You know, he's in the Morbius movie, so I think he's fair game, but I'd be surprised. I think he was busy making The Flash. He can't be in every multiverse movie. Michael D says, any news on the Daredevil project casting? I'll tell you a little bit something interesting about that. So when I saw that someone posted the grid, and again, you're never supposed to post the grid, but someone posted part of the grid. So I saw that, and I went to one of my sources, and I was like, who I know who has access to grids, and I said, can you get me the full grid? Hey, Aaron World Order. And my source said that that grid was not in the system that goes out to agencies and management companies. So if that grid, the source who gave the grid is extremely reliable. So that would mean that's still internally within Marvel. I told you a long time ago that Daredevil was coming. Daredevil is definitely coming. He's in this movie. He will be in costume in She-Hulk. He will be in Echo. And he is also, as you now know, we all knew he was getting his own series. The big deal the other day was that it's that far along. But it's not that far along because first you have to watch No Way Home. You have to then watch She-Hulk. You have to watch Echo. And then you can watch whatever they're doing. So that's like pretty frickin' far away. So slow your roll. But it's going to be exciting. I know that he will look different than he does now. Or did on Marvel. Ethan, I reported that Emily Blunt was meeting. She met with Marvel. I don't know if that deal came through. I think the Tom Cruise thing is probably true. When I heard about the Tom Cruise thing, which was months ago, and here's the thing about Tom Cruise. This is for Multiverse of Madness. Tom Cruise did seriously meet with Marvel about being in one of their movies. I know that, again, from an extremely strong source. He also took a break from filming Mission Impossible, which he's like his baby, which he would had the highest priority for him, to go to America, I believe Atlanta. He took a little break. And that's while Doctor Strange 2 was filming the first time. So I think it's very, very strong. I don't have 100% confirmation on it, but if I were a betting woman, I would be betting on it. Aspian says, do you know if anybody else from the Defenders is coming to the MCU soon? I heard from my source that Hold on, I'll answer that in a question. I heard from my source that Jessica Jones is Kevin Feige's other favorite. So if anyone's coming after the Daredevil team, it would be Jessica Jones. She was fantastic, Kristen Ritter, in the role. Mika has a question about the Batman, saying, is Barry Keoghan the Joker? My source says no, but he's such a good idea. Hey, and Tando King, that I wouldn't totally discount it. I saw some scoopers say that Joker's not in the movie at all. Joker is teased in the movie. Does he look like Joker? I don't know if that's the case, but I do know, last I heard, Joker is teased in the Batman. Hey, Aaron Caramella. XJoe360 says, who do you think is the sixth member of the Sinister Six? I think it's down to Mysterio and Venom, and I think there's a very good chance that Venom is like an anti-hero in the movie, and maybe they're both in it. I really, really feel that it would be a missed opportunity for Mysterio not to return. Hey, Leaky Lou, because I feel that Mysterio is the reason that, Mysterio could show up in an end credit scene too, but there has to be something with Mysterio, I feel, in this new Spider-Man movie, because he is the person who started this whole problem. It's all him. Jojo Bell, I'm glad you're having a good time. Casey Max says, Grace, are there still rumors of Kingpin and Hawkeye? There are, and that makes sense because Echo is in that show, and he's her adopted father. As I tweeted out today, there will be Pym arrows in the final episode of Hawkeye, and I hear there's a whole bunch of trick arrows. So it's going to be awesome. Trick arrow palooza, and one of them will be a Pym arrow. I don't know how a Pym arrow works, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you because I think that would ruin it. But there is a Pym arrow, and I'm pretty freaking excited about that. I know for sure that Yelena shows up in the last episode. I'm not sure if she shows up earlier, but I know she shows up in the last episode of Hawkeye, and it's going to be a really big deal. And I know that there is like a pretty big discussion between her and Clint. Matthew and Rashad, I think that there's a very good chance that Miles and or Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, could be introduced in an end credit scene. I haven't heard anything about end credit scenes. Would it make me very happy? It could be Kraven. There are a lot of characters on the board. Paul, I would love Miles. I think Miles is just so great. All right, I'll do 3 more minutes. Jay King says, predictions for No Way Home's box office. Hey, Shatman TV. Hey, Mutant Rockstar. I'm not sure. Here's the problem. COVID is starting to rise again. It's getting pretty bad because it's getting cold and it's the holidays. So you might see some significant surges. However, are people really going to be able to avoid going to see this movie? Hey, Roberto Diaz. I think it's going to be rough. So I think that it will probably definitely break 100 million opening weekend. Hey, Zachary P. But I'm a little nervous about what it's going to do overall. Will it be a $1 billion picture? I'm not sure, especially because COVID is getting so bad. Hey, RCLUSV. I think that Doctor Strange 2 needed the additional time, but was very smart to move to May. I think by the time we get to spring and summer of next year, everything's going to be almost back to normal. I think you'll probably still see people wearing masks, but I think that people will be doing whatever they want. They'll just be adding masks to the combination. But I do think, let me ask you this. If the COVID does a spike again, are you going to go to see this in the theater? I mean, I just don't know if you're on this stream, how are you going to miss it? Yeah, everyone's like, yeah, I'm definitely going. Oh, Black Lightning is renting a theater for their birthday. Renting a theater would be a great idea. You can go get your booster right before 2 weeks before your screening or a week before your screening. You'll be like, yes, book your booster shot and your ticket. Anna says she's got a booster and a flu shot. Hey, Noah Hats, thanks for joining. So, all ready to go. Carlos is also renting a theater. Yeah, if you can rent a theater for that, that's really smart. That would just be wonderful. Sharon, I'm sorry to hear that COVID numbers are up in Ireland again. That sucks. But yeah, so I think it's going to be tough. Dancing Dog 60 pointed out that proof of vaccination, I agree, that's fantastic. We have that in New York. Sohail, it's always so nice to hear from you, and that's a very nice thing for you to say. Jack says if COVID spikes, I will wait. Yeah, it's going to be rough. But I think that Sony's just like, let's just go for it. Let's just do it. And I totally understand. Andrea says, German people, get your shot. I know that you're having a lot of problems in Germany. I feel very bad about that. I think we're going to start spiking here in the United States too. God damn it. Come on, everybody. So we'll see what happens. But I think that Curtis says, I think it will clear 120 domestic. Oh, you mean like opening weekend? It could even do that opening weekend. I'll put it this way. I think Spider-Man No Way Home will be the biggest movie of the pandemic. You know, that came out of Hollywood. I don't know if it can do the numbers that China's posting. China has, but you know, will it open in China? And will it do big business there? They don't seem to be big Spider-Man fans over there. So we'll see. Like they're like, who's this Toby Maguire you're talking about? So I think it will be the biggest Hollywood movie of the pandemic. For sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. Will it be a ticket situation like Endgame? It might. I wish they were doing limited seating still. It's very nerve-wracking to be in a packed theater. I'll have already seen it, so I know that my family members will probably wait until they could go until a weekday or something, so that they could go at a less crowded time. I don't even know I don't know what they're gonna do. I think you really have to wait and see what the numbers look like, because we're still a month out. It's right in the middle of Christmas. That's crazy. I still don't think it's a great date, to be honest with you. And I still would have pushed the movie, to be honest with you. But would you have pushed the movie? Like, from a business perspective. And also, would it make you more comfortable being able to go? I'm just curious. TJ, whatever, though, Andrea's like, give me the movie. Yeah, most of you agree, although Michael says too many dominoes. That's a fair point. I just think that Christmas is going to be really tough. Like, here's the thing. Like, it's one thing to take a risk with COVID another time of year, but it's another to take a risk with COVID and then go see all your family members. Although, Release the Kraken. Andrea, you're on fire today. That's pretty funny. But, you know, it's tough. Hey, Cherry. You're like, I'm going to go see Spider-Man No Way Home and then go talk to every family member I have up close. So we'll see. All right, everybody. You guys were absolutely wonderful to talk to, as always. I'm excited for this evening. Join me for my reaction and breakdown and any other coverage that I will be putting up, and lots of videos coming up. A lot of stuff's happening. A lot of stuff is happening. We are eating good. Thanks, Andrew. That's a sweet thing to say. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. That's right. 4 hours from now. 4 hours. You'll have watched the trailer because it'll have come out 8 minutes ago. All right. Bye. Bye, everyone.